everyone. This is RAND. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, July 21, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. I'll give everybody an update on, it'll be a week since I announced the campaign for funds for the Celestial Chamber Broad Range Replicator, on people taking part of that. And I'll let people know what's happening with it. Challenge for us is to live in the center of the cyclone. That's a challenge because ego mind doesn't care to have us there. The ego mind wants us to be in the cyclone, in the storm. Mind often acts like a storm of energy and information spewing out all sorts of thoughts and ideas about the world. It can make the world around you seem chaotic, exciting, boring, or way too much to handle. And the mind is like an overused machine. It never stops, if you ever notice. I mean, the mind sends in thoughts. They're not your thoughts. And you could do it. You could sit there with the mind send, and you see these thoughts come in, they come in, they come in, they come in, they come in, and you keep saying, you're not in charge here, ego mind. And you just let them pass by. After a while, you just let them pass by. You don't give them the time of day. You don't embrace them. You don't turn them into your experience. You just let them go. And sometimes the mind is so relentless, it just peppers you with its own thoughts, where it believes you should go, where it believes what you should be worried about and stressing and fearing. And that's all ego mind. And so this machine chattering 1,000 miles an hour about this and that it's as if your mind is caught in its own cranks, gears, wheels, spinning in the same patterns for years that it once created. So it creates this stuff, and it swims in it, immerses itself in it. And we get caught in the whirling mind. And these turbulent thoughts can make our life appear as if it is way off course. It can feel like you are being tossed in many different directions as your mind can throw out random, harsh thoughts at you. And it could be a whole bunch of things. It could be about your physical health. Could be about, you name it. It's just, it seems like you don't have time for this. And get a real life. This is your mind talking to you. Okay? It can be rude, mean, make you feel inadequate. It can take you down these roads of thinking that can make you think there is no happiness inside. Living in the mind is utterly, truly, and completely exhausting. It really is, for any of us. It's a good thing that there are many ways to get off. And with each of these thoughts slamming into us, you may notice that you have the choice to react to them or just watch them sail by. And that's what you do. You'll watch them sail by. And by reaching or reacting to all the crazy mind chatter, you'll be thrown back into the tornado of life. See, this is when we talk about I don't know if you've seen you've been on a beachfront or you're on a shoreline and you look out and it's a clear blue day and you have the white sails of the boats, right? Sailboats. And you see the white sails. And little white water out there. And so the white sails, it's like those are the thoughts and you just let them pass by. Or the clouds in the sky. You're the sky, the clouds are the thoughts. You just watch them just go on by. You don't care to get engaged with them. So, you don't care to be in the tornado of life. I don't really think any of us do. Now, if you choose instead to sit back from your mind, become the observer, and this is what we do in these meditations. You leave the ego mind alone, you go into the now, the heart mind. So you become the observer. You just sit back and watch. You will discover that you can create a comfortable distance from every thought that passes by. Finding this observer in you is where you become the master of the winds of your psyche. Set the intention right now to recognize the personal nature of your typical storm. So it's a commitment, and it isn't short-lived. It isn't, a day or a week or a month. It's forever. Because you already know. You get caught in the mind, and you're in the storm. And it could be really destructive. Now, you may notice that what are the concerns, responsibilities, and fears created by your mind? Oh, it's a truckload. And how are they truly an illusion? There's really nothing that has to be done. You are connected with existence, and that is enough. You do not have to do anything or to be someone special to continue to exist. Your mind may believe that something important needs to get done, or else you will die. Yet this is the type of fear-based thinking that creates those 300-mile-an-hour winds and hurricane lifestyle. Why do you think so many of us are like on fire, just zooming and zipping and going here and going there, and then by the end of the day we're completely exhausted? And then we wake up the next day and do the same thing. And the truth is that you are complete, whole, and truly perfect exactly as you are now in this very moment. You do not have a thing. You do not have to do a thing to be perfect. You were born divine. No matter what happens in the chaotic outer world, your divine inner nature will always remain untouched, undamaged, and complete. Believe this for 24 hours and see what happens. And you no longer have to suffer in the storm. Now, how many of us do? Hey, right now, on this planet, this very moment, how many, to varying degrees? A lot. Suffering in the storm. And you can find the oasis of calm that lies at the middle of each moment. Space between heartbeats. The breath rising and falling. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position right now. You have no outside distraction. You're still as a statue, relaxed in your body, focused on the breath rising and falling. This is our peace, our contentment, our relaxation. And the easiest way to do this is to remain present to what is. It removes you from the storm. You do not participate in the storm, no matter how enticing it may be. And you learn how to quiet the mind. That's what you do. This is what we do in these meditations. Learning how to quiet the mind. Now, if you prefer the chaos, and the cyclone of worry, stress, fear, anxiety, being overwhelmed, stressed out, focused on all the crap and garbage that you really don't care to focus on. And so what do? we practice meditation, which means simply sitting in silence, watching the crazy mind chatter as it comes and goes. It is like sitting and watching the distant clouds move across a peaceful blue sky background. And your true eternal essence is the blue sky, and your thoughts are the clouds. And the more you observe these thoughts without buying into them or getting caught up in them, the more you detach and find this vast infinite stillness inside of you. And over time, you will be able to recognize the silliness of getting caught in the mind and become truly freed from its grasp. It will be most definitely a magna glorious day when you remain centered no matter what crazy storm is brewing around you. It's a paradise. Compared to what we've experienced lifetime after lifetime, it's paradise. Now, some people, I'll give meditation a try. And it doesn't work. And they try a different way of meditating. Slow down whatever action you're doing and be more present to the experience. And I've shared this before. People they misunderstand, miscomprehend. You can do all kinds of meditations. Like I've said, you can do a walking meditation. You can do an eating meditation. I mean, you can do all kinds of meditations. Drinking meditation, which is non-alcohol, of course. Showering meditation. Doing the dishes meditation. I think there's still people that do the dishes. Don't give up on training your mind to find peace inside. It will be worth everything in the end. If you've become so fixated on your thoughts that slowing down doesn't work, then it's time to use stronger disciplinary measures. Several times a day, at random this week, do this mind-stopping experiment. Take a deep breath. Not ridiculously deep, but take a deep breath. And I've shared this before. You use it, and you use it, and you use it, and you use it. And you take a deep breath into your body. It's okay to take a deep breath right now. And before you exhale, whisper the message, stop, into your mind. Release the breath, and then let your body become solid and completely still like a stone statue. Let the breathing slow way down to where you may even stop breathing for a few moments and explore this stillness. Show the mind that you are the boss here, and let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity inside. And when the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. Just let everything come to a complete halt. Bring your attention inside on who or what is looking. Now, while it might take only 30 seconds or more to find the calm, present, eternal observer, these moments are worth the price of finding peace in the center of your cyclone. So what do? You get still. You take your breath. You slow way down. You become like a frozen statue. And you first use the stop. Your breathing slows way down. You show the mind that you were the boss here. And you let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity inside. And then when the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. This is how you do it. This is how you begin to master the mind. It's not difficult to remember. Take a deep breath. You say one word, stop, to the mind. Slow way down. Focus on the breath. And you exhale. Release the breath. And then let your body become solid and completely still like a stone statue. And your breathing slows way down. And just for a few moments, you explore this stillness. You show the mind that you are the boss. You're the boss here. And let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity. And see, the body finds stillness and the mind will follow. So this is how you curb the mind and the cyclone of activity where you're the boss, not the mind. And when you still yourself and slow way down, and you become like a stone statue, as still as you can be, the body relaxes. And the mind follows. Everything, see, the mind controls us, directs us. It creates thoughts for us. They aren't our thoughts. And this is how we end up focusing on things we do not care to focus on, but we do. And we have been so well trained by the mind that to us, we focus on all the things that we really don't like to focus on. And we don't correlate that by saying, well, if I focus on this, I'm going to create it. Somehow that kind of fades away. It just kind of goes, shoo. But it's true. And the more that we do that, the more we master the mind, and the less and less and less we engage the mind. Leave the mind alone, it will find peace. If you keep engaging the mind, it'll never be peace. It'll always be doing this stuff. It'll always be focusing on stuff. It'll always be bringing in stuff. I mean, it's unreal. I know all of you have experienced it more than once, many times. But it is time for us to choose, where do we want to go? We sure as heck don't care to sit in a cyclone lifetime after lifetime. Worry, stressing, fearing, anxiety. I mean, it ends things. You ever notice? It'll end your body prematurely. It'll end a lot of things. And we've been manipulated into believing things that just aren't true. And we focus on them. And since we are omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never die, we create them. So what we do is we still our body into relaxation. We slow way down. We're still as a statue. And the body relaxes, finds quiet. And the mind follows. See, we want the mind to follow us, not guide us and lead us. Because as you can tell, there is massive change and shifting going on right now on this planet. And we share the key energies and the key powers every day on these meditations. And these meditations are listened to globally on a daily basis. I know, because I get a lot of reports and people writing in and commenting on the meditations that they participated in, not necessarily on Live Hour, but whenever they can spend the time. And one of the biggest keys for us, in addition to the mind becoming calm and relaxed and quiet, is for us to stay in gratitude 24/7. And to get into the habit of that, so that we do it all the time. We do know that whatever we do, okay, whatever we do to others, how we treat others, how we treat anything, treats us back. See what I mean? Whatever we put out towards something, okay, what does that do? It comes back to us. It's a proven. It's not a saying. It isn't an old wives' tale. It is fact. So if you do harm, or you disrupt somebody, or you judge somebody, or you manipulate or deceive somebody, it comes back to you. It's like a boomerang. And since we're all reflections of each other, you can't escape it. I mean, I've seen people do things that most of us, I don't think any of us would ever do, thinking nonchalantly that, oh, that's not a big deal. And to watch it come back at them tenfold it's unreal. And they still don't connect the dots with it. And as we continually shift our vibrational frequencies, and we move by choice into higher vibrational frequencies of peace, love, joy, tranquility, benevolence, bliss, happiness, which is contained within us, which is there 24/7. We shift everything. We change our whole surroundings. We change everything that there is. You imagine more and more of us becoming aware and gaining more clarity. This is how we end up with what? God, planet, paradise. Now, it may amaze some people that, how it transforms. And most people today wouldn't believe it because of all the hectic, lower vibrational frequencies that are scattering all over the place. But remember, there's two sides. And many don't look at both sides. They just look at the one. They look at the chaos. They look at the upheaval. They look at the lies and the deceit and the manipulation. But they won't look at the other side. The other side is the opposite. There's always, yin-yang, there's always an opposite. There's no way that you can only have one way. There's always two ways. And when we get it down, we walk between the two ways. We walk on the edge. It's like when you look at a coin. How many sides does it have? Two. Not really. The edge is the third side. And when you stand on it and you walk, you're walking in the center of the yin-yang, the balance. Everything is designed that way. So when you see this chaos, this hecticness, all this stuff, 1 minute saying this, the next minute saying that, flip-flop, this, that, lying here, deceit here, misinterpretation, the other side is the opposite of that. Now, people say, well, how come we don't experience the other side? Well, it's because we don't focus on it. Believe it or not, we're focused on the one side. And many of us, that's happening, whether you're having this happen, whatever, and all you're focused on is that one side. You don't focus on the other side. What's the other side? It's the opposite of that. It is. It's always the opposite. Yin, yang, dark, light. It's like you've always heard me say, in a pitch dark space where you can't see the hand right in front of your face, there are light particles. And in a brilliantly flooded light room, there are dark particles. And it's the same, it's our balance. It's the universal balance of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. If there was only one side, we wouldn't learn. We really wouldn't experience much. Because after a while, we'd only experience, and then we'd say, there's got to be something else than just this. We're experiencing over and over again. We're repeating things. And for us, the process of it is obviously we're experiencing and we're creating, and we're super powerful beings in these bodies. But doesn't it make sense for us to see this, to comprehend it? It's kind of like the groundwork for us, so that we can correlate and we can look at, we can compare, and then it gives us an opportunity to take a different direction. Whereas you can stay in the cycle, you can stay in the storm, right? Which many do. That's why their lives are so hectic. That's why so many things, they create so many things without knowing about it. But then we have a choice. We really care to be in that storm. I want to find the peace that's within me. And you create that peace all around you. And you draw in more. Haven't you ever been in a situation where you just said, I would just love to have a few days of peace and quiet? None of this techno stuff. You'd be amazed if we walked around, all of us, for a period of time, if we walked around in the sunlight and our feet were on the earth. There's an interesting way to heal the body, which most people don't. It's still allopathic. Stand in water, barefooted, with the sun shining on you. I know it sounds strange, but you'll be amazed what happens. You should notice how all of us, really, most of us, about 99.9% of us, we're cut off from the Earth's energy. We're always wearing shoes, right? Always wearing clothes. People say, oh, you're talking about earthing. Well, in a way, why do you think, here's interesting, watch animals, okay? Moose, deer, whatever. And how they'll lay on the ground and just chill, totally relax out. It's the Earth's energy. All life is supported, cared for, and nurtured by Earth's energy. But see, what do you want to call it? Oh, we're domesticated, whatever. Too civilized. But we don't think about that. We've lost our synergistic, our association with this planet in many ways. And how does that happen? Well, the seduction is always there, the ego mind, and going off and doing this and doing that, or tearing down parts of the rainforest to put up useless condominiums, gone shortly anyway. Instead of nurturing, remember, whatever we do to anything comes back to us. Nurturing the planet. Assisting the planet, just like it does us when we give it a chance. Helping. And then we get the opportunity to embrace that. And a lot of times we get too entrenched, so to speak. But we do. We get too entrenched. And we don't take the time for ourselves. We just don't do it. Because of what? Well, because of the material physical world seducing us and enticing us. Well, this is much more interesting over here than laying on the dirt or on the ground. Remember as a kid, you'd lay out in a grass field. You'd look up at the sky. And you'd look at the clouds and see which clouds would take on different shapes. And then all of us would name what the clouds looked like. And at the same time, we were earthing, laying on the ground, on the dirt, on the grass. And sometimes we'd fall asleep because it was so comfortable and so relaxing. And a lot of us didn't want to go in from recess and go back into the classroom because it was so relaxing. And we'd look at each other and say, you want to get up and go back to class? No, I don't go back to class. I could lay here all day long. But do you see that? Not really. People say, well, what about sunbathing? Not the same. Sunbathing, you're doing something for society. It's what you're doing. You're doing it for society so that you appear to look healthy and tanned. And the strange thing about that is that it's very unhealthy because the tan is dead skin. You kill a layer of your skin to look healthy. It's quite interesting. It's to be vulnerable, open our hearts, embrace ourselves in all life. Not be fearful of being hurt, being wronged, rejected, any of that stuff. It's just to be at ease with oneself and everything else. To love oneself. Crucial. Many of us don't. Why? Well, because how we believe and how we come down on ourselves. Man, I've heard people cut themselves down so bad, it's like they're eviscerating themselves. And there's no reason for it. All of us are divine perfection in these bodies. And we want to stay in these bodies as long as we can. So it's kind of like an epiphany times 1,000. Where we wake up from a dream, we think, and we start saying, man, I must have been in this dream. Because life has been so challenging all the time. Draining. Pulling. No, it's not. It's like you did a flip. You went from being the slave to the master. Mastering your life instead of being a slave to your life. Mastering them, and part of it is mastering the mind. Mastering your thoughts. And of course, you master the mind, you master the ego mind. It folds into peace, silence. And this is what we're interested in. And then comes unity among the civilization. They learn that after going through this and doing this by choice, they learn that to be unified is the only way. Not to be segregated and ununified, but to come together. Instead of fighting ourselves, we love ourselves. And by loving ourselves, we love everything else and everyone else. And this has been stated and said for a very long time. It's just to get it across to enough people that they truly embrace it and they take a new direction, rather than the one the path has been beaten down for a very long time, but that most people take that direction. We're all on the same path to enlightenment. It's just that some of us take different directions. We will end up on that path to enlightenment. It's just, some will, quicker than others. It's not a race. And it's a stillness that we seek. It's a definite stillness. And we end up replacing worry with wonder, stress with ease, anxiety with contentment, all of these things. You would think, right, or believe, that everybody would be jumping onto that bandwagon. Peace, quiet, contentment, tranquility, bliss, joy, happiness, or stress, worry, fear, anxiety, greed, manipulation. I mean, what? There's no comparison. So it's comprehending and then deciding to move to the peace, tranquility within, the bliss, the joy, the happiness. And not this whirlwind of a mind shooting thoughts at us non-stop. And then we embrace those thoughts, we create them into our reality, and we experience them. And they aren't even ours. And you get to the point where you start realizing that they're not thoughts, and these thoughts just keep coming in. And you just let them pass on by. Over and over. It doesn't matter how many, just say, let them pass on by. And you're still, see, you go into a statue stillness. Every time these thoughts come in. And you choose. You're not interested in engaging them at all. So they'll pass by. You talk about alleviating suffering and worrying and stressing. That's it right there. And this is why we practice being still as a statue in these meditations. This is why we focus on relaxing into our bodies. So we become totally relaxed, still as a statue, focused on our breath rising and falling. This is why the ego mind can't enter. Okay? And this is why you say to the ego mind, stop. And then still yourself. And focus on your breath rising and falling. And relaxed into your own body. See, it's a discipline, but the only reason it's difficult is because we're so used to doing it the other way. The stressful, worry, disappointment way. And I believe that the frequencies have gotten to a high enough level that many of us are going to decide to go to the path of being enlightened, being in bliss, being in joy, being in happiness, because we want to. And not for any reason. We just want to. We desire it. So we become it. We're focused on it. We become it. And then when the ego mind starts shooting those clouds start spinning by you, you just negate them. Bip, 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 bip. Not an issue. And after a while, the mind begins to realize that it is no longer your master. And it can no longer direct you, guide you, manipulate you. It doesn't have the power anymore. Because you have become aware. Enjoying the meditation, I'll return to close out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. From the smallest grain of sand on the beach to the largest galaxy in this universe, everything is necessary to create perfection and balance in the creation. Your existence on this planet is a vital piece in the great jigsaw puzzle, this life. Do you know how annoying it would be to organize a complete billion-piece puzzle, and finally figure it all out, and then realize you're missing one last piece? Your life is more important than you know. You are greatly needed. The best thing is there's no pressure at all. Just be yourself. However you're showing up today is exactly what this universe needs. And while you're hanging out there, relax and enjoy your naturally sweet, soft heart presence. There's nothing more amazing, healing and guiding for us to experience in you. And maybe the best thing of it all is that your heart's presence can be felt while you're doing anything. Take this with you for the rest of the day, evening and night, and falling morning. We will return here Tuesday, July 22, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the greatest of the greatest. Be in the deepest of the deepest, deepest, greatest of the greatest, greatest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.